Hello and welcome to Keeping Your Keys. Today, it's a very special episode for the winter solstice, featuring a brand new conversation that Christen and I just had in the new course that we're teaching called Destination Crone. So, we're starting off with this conversation about the beloved Cailleach, and then I'm sharing the recording from the meditation component of our annual Cailleach ritual from last year. We're getting ready for our encounter with the Cailleach this weekend as we go into the time of Yule. So if you want to join us live, you can head on over to keepingyourkeys.com, either hit the login button or scroll down and look at the different options we have for joining Covina, which is our soul school. Cailleach ritual is coming up live this Sunday, December the 21st. We're really excited about this new program that we're offering that we're calling Destination Crone. For me, setting the crone as my goal in life, putting my compass towards becoming a wild and wise old woman has been so transforming for me over the past few years after entering menopause and all the life changes. So I really felt like I wanted to share this journey with other women who are in the second half of life or who are women called by the crone to go into this deep study. We're exploring goddesses associated with the crone. Of course, Hecate is there, the Morrigan, Caradwin, Baba Yaga, and many other crones from folklore. We're meeting weekly for our crone circles. There's conversation, meditation, rituals, magic, exercises, and so much more. So this is the special offering that we have up now. You can join whenever you are ready. You'll have access to the recordings. As always, the Hecate's Keys program is available. We're currently in the gate of retrieval. We're getting ready for the soul retrieval ritual on the Aquarius new moon coming up in the second half of February. Embark, of course, we'll be doing a ritual for that. It's one of our classic favorites, the Hecate's Pentacle Fire ritual, really bringing together like the modern understanding of Hecate. It's a really powerful experience. It's a fire-based ritual. And in Hecate's Keys, the Gate of Retrieval, we're currently busy on our annual spell of the year. We're doing a collaborative version, lots of digital witchery there, and also giving some inspiration for everyone who wants to cast their personal spell of the year. It's one of my favorite witchy projects that we do every year, and we're happy to be sharing it with everyone in the program. There's also the Coven membership, and that will give you access to all of our Sabbath salons, including the Cave of the Cailleach ritual coming up on December 21st. So check out your options. Oh, and I should mention that the intense devotional program via Hecate, the live period is done, but you can purchase it and do the journey. We've kept the chat open. Christen and I are there to support you as you go through it. So much content there. I think we ended up after the 30 days with about 80 hours of recorded classes. So you'll find those are the options for joining Covina, our soul school dedicated to the divine feminine and goddess centered witchcraft. Back to this episode, conversation about the Cailleach, then a meditation. This year has been a lot, which is both in the kind of writ large societal scale, and I know personally because we are living in an era of Hecate, at the crossroads era. And I wanted to say this, look, we made it. It might have been a rough year, but we're here. And let's go forward with intention into the holiday season, into Yuletide, and however you prepare, magically, spiritually, practically, for 2026. I just send you all the blessings. May you be banished of all that doesn't serve you. And as always, hail Hecate. Enjoy your time with the Cailleach. Blessings for Yuletide and a happy, witchy new year. We'll be back in the new year with about an episode a month. You can follow us on Substack. I write blogs there, share videos, and so on. Thanks so much for supporting, keeping your keys. Oh, I do have one more thing to say. Coming the summer of 2026, the Spanish language edition of the Keeping Her Keys book. Really excited about that. Hail Hecate, Merry Witchmas, stay in your magic, stay at the crossroads. The Cailleach, or the kayak, which when I say it in my accent, it sounds like kayak. So I say Cailleach. I know it is not the traditional Gaelic way to say it. I've tried years and years ago. I was even corresponding with a Celtic scholar at Dalhousie University, and I would practice and practice, and it would still sound like kayak. It just my tongue don't do it, babe.
She before she had a name.
She before she had a name. So let's start with just maybe a few moments of connection with the Cailleach. So if you're able to, I welcome you just to close your eyes. Just take in a deep breath. And as Christen mentioned, the Cailleach is she before she had a name. In Celtic folklore, in the lands of Scotland and Ireland, the Cailleach is older than time. In stories, she is regaled as the mother of stones, that it was from her apron she tossed the stones that created the landscape. She is the spirit of winter, of wisdom. She is the old woman who is so old that she is young. And we see this in stories about her transitioning back into Bridget for the summer months and then back into the Cailleach, the darker times of the year. She is the land and the sea and the sky. She is not separate. In many ways, she embodies them all. And I believe that the Cailleach she calls us back to connect with the natural world through her tales, through her spirit as she comes to us. And I think that's the deeper work that the Cailleach calls us to. So open up to her spirit, and I guess let's begin. We have a lovely ritual coming up, which we celebrate in the coven every year at the winter solstice. The Cailleach as the bringer of winter, and we go into her cave. I don't know how I got started with the Cailleach. It's been going on for years and years and years. Um, it's partly this is biological lineage. You know, I have a big chunk of my DNA that comes from that part of the world, but also just all of the stories about her. And Cailleach means like old woman, basically. There's a lot more to this, to the Cailleach. I write about her a little bit in Entering Hecate's Cave. And the ritual that we do every year was originally published after we had done it live for a few years in that book as well. So, there's so many stories about the Cailleach. And when she does engage with other people, she is a helpful spirit, but always kind of on her own terms. And one thing that's interesting, some stories of her kind of paint her in a bad light, but there's a lot of reverence for her in the stories too. Like there's a lot, she is the land. Like, if you travel around, like, Scotland and Ireland, there are places that carry the mark of her name in different ways. Like, she's not just a fairy godmother. She's much more like she is embedded, she is place, she is community. Um, so she's, you know what I mean? Like she's so much more than just like a fairy godmother figure, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
don't know why I wanted to say like she's stone and bone.
yeah, she is stone and bone.
Hmm.
And, as we go into this ritual, the offering that we have is a stone. Um, Not a fancy crystal. I mean, if you want to work with a fancy crystal, if that feels right for you, that's great. But it's this idea, like, to go out and to discover the stone that is right for you to offer the Cailleach, and then connecting by adorning it in some way with, paint or blood or whatever, mud or string or whatever it is, like to adorn the stone, like that work with the stone connects us to the land. And that, to me, that the Cailleach is like we can personify her as an old woman, maybe, with flowing white hair, because it's said that her hair goes from gray to white when winter starts. But maybe we might see her as like a personage like that. But ultimately, like she is like the earth itself.
Hmm.
And she's that call back to like the wisdom of the earth itself. And I think that and in the folk tales about her, I think that's the spirit that comes through, which kind of distinguishes her from other spirits that we might see as faces as the crone. Um, like, I'm just thinking like Baba Yaga has a deep natural connection, but I don't think in the Slavic folklore about her that she's portrayed as this like the spirit of the earth, like the spirit of land, sea, and sky, the spirit of place, the way the Cailleach is understood or was understood. And I think, she's had quite a resurgence.
Right.
Um, so that to me, so this year I actually made stones. But we have quite a collection downstairs of stones that we've gathered over the year for the Cailleach. And stones are so mystical and this connection to the land. Can you, I know we're almost out of time, but maybe you can tell the story about our river stones.
A river stones. So what I want to say, like the Cailleach is like primordial essence, and this has always been such a like finding a Cailleach stone has always been such a special project for me because it connects me to the land. Like I said, stone and bone, it kind of brings you back into that primordial essence that is a Cailleach.
Hmm.
So the river stones. Where do I start with this, Cindy? So it was a pivotal moment for both of us. Like we were going through some personal things. Um, I was camping on a mountain in a hurricane. We were texting each other, and there was a stream by my campsite, and something was just pulling me to that stream. Like it was a hurricane. It was storming. It was cold. I don't know, but I decided to face my fears. And so I went out and I waded into this freezing cold stream and I found a stone for myself. And I walked a couple of feet and I found a stone for Cindy. I decided I was going to mail it to her. And then I got back to my tent and I realized that they were both parts of the same stone. Like they fit together. They had somehow separated and one had drifted downstream, but they were like
Halves of a whole
halves of a whole.
that had split, probably being washed down the mountain, winter and snow, like the forces of the earth
Yeah.
worked on them and split them, and then you brought them back together.
Yeah. It really was quite miraculous. Like it, yeah.
And that kind of it's such a beautiful story. Unbeknownst to her, I was also doing things with stones
She was.
and mailing stones to her.
She was.
So, but we'll save that story for the second part of the story for another time. But I wanted you to share that story to talk about like that is the magic of the Cailleach.
Right.
right? That
Yeah.
is the magic when you are connected to place.
Yeah. And I think there's something there about, like, just wherever you are, like, you can connect. Like, she is found everywhere and everything. You know, like, if you walk to the end of your driveway and, like, find a rock, like, that try to shift, your perspective. That is sacred and ancient and right? You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
of the land.
Yeah.
And rocks, I think rocks because they are so ancient. Like, trees might be a few hundred years old. Like if you have like I mean, we have like we grow things here. Like those are a few years old,
Right. Talking
but
about
rocks are millions of years old.
millennia.
And when, the story where like the Cailleach drops them out of her apron and forms the mountains, forms the landscape, like that's how old she is. She was there with the first stone. So it's like an acknowledgement in that folktale, right? That the stones came first, right? And that they are the oldest thing there is, the mountains, the bedrock, the river stones.
Mhm.
That whatever else is going around the stones is going to be younger than the stones. The stones came first.
Mhm.
Um, and that's the Cailleach, right? Like that, like you said, primordial. She's like, so that's why I think this stone is so symbolic. And I think just setting the intention that you're going to find a stone to offer the Cailleach is magical in itself. Like it will unlock something. And if you just go out and say, bring me this stone that I am meant to find, or just intuitively open up to, like you said, go out, you'll be surprised what will come to you because that's her spirit, is that natural magic that occurs when we engage with her wild world.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then the other part of this, the exercise that goes along with the Cailleach is about writing to the Cailleach because the Cailleach collects stories. She's featured in so many stories, but also she collects our stories. So she's the keeper of stories. And so we share a story with her, something that maybe we need to unburden ourselves. Maybe it's something that we have never been recognized for, that we're like, I did this thing and no one has ever made a fuss about me doing this thing. And it was a good thing. It can be that kind of story too, you know, but some kind of story that we want to share with a Cailleach. And then if you want to take it to the next level, one of our favorite practices is you write the letter and then set the intention to be the vessel, the hands through which the Cailleach replies, which I know that is an advanced kind of channeling technique. And you could work with a partner too and do a swap, which is a really great technique. But so you start with your stones to the Cailleach, and as you're getting your stone or maybe decorating it, think about what story it is that you want to offer her, write it in the letter, and then also if you want to work with a partner or on your own, take it to that next level. Like she will speak through you and she will speak true, whether you're writing a reply for your partner or writing a reply to your own letter. Because she is that spirit. Like she is that, like you said, primordial. She is like that present. She is literally the land itself.
Yeah.
And so she's always with us, whether we see her as an old woman or kind of liberate her and see her as like, yes, looks like an old woman to us as humans, but she's the stones, she's the river, she's the ocean, she's all these things and so much more. So however you connect to the Cailleach, we are so looking forward and feel so honored to be leading you through the ritual that's coming up on the winter solstice. And of course, we'll be doing a craft circle on Friday during the new moon salon, where we'll be crafting our stones to the Cailleach, and I look forward for our next class when we come together. So no class next week because of the holidays. Um, but the week after that, we're inviting everyone who wants to share their stones. You can take photos of your stones for the text chat and also be prepared to discuss your stories. If you wanna partner up with someone who's in this space, you can go in the text chat and ask if anyone wants to partner up and work and do the letter exchange process, however makes sense for you, and however you are honoring the Cailleach. This is the journey to the cave of the Cailleach. This is a meditative journey, a ritual of the soul. I've got the sacred smoke going. We've got beautiful juniper in here, and I believe some pine resin. Beautiful juniper, which brings clarity, helps to harmonize, reminds us of our connection to the natural world, and is so evocative of the spirit of the Cailleach. Juniper, of course, is an evergreen. Like the Cailleach, it doesn't mind winter. It knows that the storms and the snow and the wind ultimately is what the world needs. It needs the quiet time to go down to the root, to do that inner work, and to find that intuitive intelligence and the wisdom. This meditation is designed so that we may have an encounter with the Cailleach. Our offering to the Cailleach, you may have a stone there already on hand that you want to hold, or you can feel it, see it within yourself, whatever your stone may be. We will be offering our stones, the weights we carry, and so on, to the Cailleach. So go gently. We are supported by a wonderful group of guides as we go into this work. And now let's begin. If you haven't already done so, I encourage you to close your eyes and just become aware of your breath. Take your breath down deeper, deeper, and fill up your belly here. And let that go with gentleness. Soften your body. And as you are breathing down deep into your belly, envision a beautiful center deep within. This is the root, the energetic epicenter of emotions, intuition, symbolic of our connection to the earth. So important at winter, when the surface world can be gray and bleak or frozen and white, driving rain or blinding snow, blowing gales. But underneath, in the down below, it is calm and comforting and safe. And stretch out your roots here. Feel them tether you into place. We use the expression grounding, and what we really need is what we really mean is this experience of tethering, being rooted, keeping ourselves on the ground, in the ground, connected to the ground, where all life comes and where all life must return. And then feel the energy at the heart center. Feel the strength of your own back to endure the storms of winter, however they come to you. And yet there is also so much magic and beauty and wisdom in this time of the Cailleach, in this season of winter. So soften your front, opening up to the spirits of winter, the Cailleach and all of her companions. And then let's go up to the higher self and awaken our third eye, our deeper vision, so that we may see to journey into the realm of the Cailleach. And lastly, feel the pull and the draw of the moon as she shines so bright down upon us during the winter months, guiding us, protecting us, the security and loving kindness of the moon. And within yourself, bring your root, your heart, your crown, that connection to deep earth, that alignment with the moon. Bring all of that into harmony within yourself while attuning to the spirit of winter. Now I'll invite you to accompany me as we cross the threshold and journey into the deeper world to encounter the Cailleach in her cave. See within yourself a door. Cross through that threshold, and as you do, you enter the deeper world of spirits. You find yourself on a beautiful winter day with the moon high above, rising as the sun finishes its descent, as day becomes evening, standing in this liminal space. Now let's broaden that liminal energy to the power of the winter solstice. The longest night of the year, followed by the next morning, the sun beginning to wax and come back. standing at this moment in the turning wheel of the year, the great endless wheel of time. And here in the deeper world, it's as though you can feel its pulse and hum as it shifts towards winter. We walk down the path on this wintry landscape, and lanterns light our way. The winter animals are, of course, present: the deer, the crows, the owl in the tree, and the hawk in the sky. Up ahead, you can see the entrance to a great cave. The entrance is lit and it looks so inviting. A safe shelter from the cold of a winter's night. There is no special marking, no sign. But as soon as we enter the cave, there is that feeling of sacredness. This is the primordial realm, the land of the Cailleach, older than time, she before she had a name. Cailleach, the stone mother, Cailleach, the maker of mountains, Cailleach, the bringer of winter. She of 1,000 names, she before she had a name. We journey deeper into the cave, calling out to her, Cailleach, Cailleach, Cailleach. We have come with offerings. We are grateful for the bringer of winter. We are grateful to the maker of mountains. And we call upon you now, great stone mother, timeless one, ageless one, oldest one. We call to you now as we add these stones to your altar. And as you are walking, a stone appears in your hands. Now, this stone will mean something much more than being a rock to you. It may take the shape, it may morph into what it is that you're letting go of. It may wait and transform later back into a stone. Just let it be as it is meant to be. It may feel very, very heavy. The Cailleach's altar is a great altar made of stones. She is the collector of stones and the maker of mountains, and we are here in her cave deep within her mountain. And so we place our stones on her altar, dragging them if necessary, rolling them, lugging them, and placing them on her altar. Cailleach, 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 maker of mountains, stone mother, bringer of winter, she of 1,000 names, she before she had a name. We have made our offerings, and we would ask if you have any wisdom to share with us. We offer you our stones and our stories. We offer you the weights that we carry, and we honor you. Cailleach, Cailleach, Cailleach. She of 1,000 names. She before she had a name. Cailleach, Cailleach, Cailleach. She of 1,000 names. She before she had a name. Cailleach, Cailleach, Cailleach. She of 1,000 names. She before she had a name. And as the Cailleach joins our circle, she may come to you with a token or a word, an image, a song, an animal. She may even give you a new stone with a message on it. Cailleach, wise woman, bringer of winter, the wild one, untamable, older than time, we honor you and we thank you for accepting our offerings. And we thank you for bringing winter, for making mountains, for what is challenging is good for the soul. And these challenges unlock so much. May we learn through the challenges of winter and the power of the mountain, the swiftness of the river, the wideness of the sea, the depths of the valley and the cave. May we always, Cailleach, honor your natural order and your beautiful wild world. May we live in harmony with the spirits of the land. This is our prayer and offering. Guide us well, stay with us, be in our dreams, watch over and protect us, whisper in our ear the wisdom we need to hear. Hail to the Cailleach, maker of mountains, the stone mother, bringer of winter. She before she had a name. Now, as the Cailleach retreats to her inner chamber, it is time for us to journey back. As we walk out of her cave with our tokens, perhaps our animal companions as we walk out of the cave, back across that winter landscape, and coming to the entrance back into our regular selves. And as you come back into your regular self, take a deep breath here, bringing yourself fully back into your body. Feeling an enlightenment within the body for what you have offered up, creating some space for the moon, for magic, for love, whatever it is. Relaxing your roots, relaxing the heart, and finally the crown, staying connected to the down below and the up above in a state of harmony and awareness, calm, connected, knowing that you are held and heard by the maker of mountains herself. Hail to the Cailleach in the season of winter.